my friend, I'm back. So I had a few days of family things. My aunt and uncle had a 60th wedding anniversary, and there was a surprise party, and they were surprised, yay! And it was out of town, and I had some family come in, and so there was a lot of visiting, a lot of sitting. Sitting and visiting, and then I also had a few days where I needed to just work on house projects, paperwork projects, and things like that. So I got a lot of stuff done, and this video and a couple others for this week were all filmed prior to when I came off, so took off so that I could have them done. I wouldn't have to film them when I actually had days off. That's the way it is, the way of the world. So today is Block Wednesday, and we're gonna get right into it. So let's go. What is our mystery block this week? What's in your closet? What item are we going to talk about? Well, they might be in your hall closet, and that is your coats. Coats. I love coats. I love coats. I don't know why. It's a piece of our clothing that I really, really adore. I just recently got a powder blue sort of, jacket, raincoat kind of thing. So cute. Just, just to toss on when it's this spring here, it's not quite warm yet. Okay, so the block this week is in 2 sizes. There is going to be a bigger size, which will be working with this asymmetrical setting, and then there is the 12-inch size, and so they do look a little different from each other. So here is the larger size, which is, what is it, 18? Yeah, this will be 18 inches, so you're really going to get to show off your fabric. And then if you're doing a 12-inch size, I made it just a little like a subset of this block. So that is the 12-inch size, and then there is a little sheet to just show you that for the full block, the larger one. You can color your blocks a lot of different ways and see a sort of a different part of the block be emphasized. So if you're doing lights and darks, you can emphasize the block in different ways. And then also the diagram showing you there is a setting for the block side by side, which is super fun. It gives you that really strong star X kind of a feel. All right, so we are going to make a coat block for what's in your closet. I love making these oversized blocks. They are a fan favorite, and I'm the fan. I really adore making them. So let's go look at the fabric I'm going to use. Let's look at where it is and which of the sort of colorations that I want to go with. So the block is right here, and right above I have predominantly blue blocks, and this one up here is the blacks and the tans. So I want to do black and tan again down here. And I'm going to color it either like this one or like this one. The difference is not so much the dark light, but here and also did I sometimes switch the, what the heck? Did I sometimes switch the, I did. That one diagram. Look at me. So here sometimes I have this chain going right through, and other times it's a light chain. Sometimes a dark chain, sometimes it's a light chain. On the sample, it's a light chain, but you can see on here, it's a dark chain. It's the same 4-patch. You can't make the 4-patch look any different unless you did 4 colors or something. But it's whether you color it light or you color it dark. Okay, so there. That's the clarification there. So I'm either going to use maybe 2 or 3 fabrics depending on where I go. And so the bigger unit is the more punch. You're going to see more of that. This is kind of tonal, and I'm thinking it's a little too wimpy to be the bigger unit. And so if I went with tan, that piece has that gorgeous medallion on it, and you'll really get to see that, see the print. The other one would be maybe this paisley here. I'm just looking in my bin, but I think, yeah, this paisley would be another one for the big square, the big half square triangles. And then if I did the paisley and then I could do like small squares, one direction in one fabric, and then they could be all that, or I could do them in the other fabric like this, you know, the two different fabrics. I could pull in black too for the small squares, not the big, because once again, it's too tonal. It's too tonal. It'll just look like a black blob. You know, it's just not, yeah, not exciting enough. So black, I think I'm going to go with the paisley, this black paisley, because above I used more browns, and so I want to bring this black gray in down here, and then use the tans, which pulls from in there for the squares. So I'm going to make the 4 patches, and then we'll rotate them. I'll make all the units, and then we'll rotate them and see what we like. For the 7-inch squares, to do the half square triangles, which is what this is here, I am using this 12.5-inch ruler. And so I use this one a lot. I also have the bigger 20.5-inch ruler, but I don't need that to do a 7-inch block. I just need the 12.5-inch ruler. That works really, really well. Here is one option. I've got the 3 of them that are the same, and then the 2 that are alternate. And this is pretty much that layout right here. But you can rotate these. You know, I could rotate these like this, and that's a little bit different because then all of these squares are kind of going the same way. Or you could rotate so you don't have that line. So you don't have, you know, the line is basically white, but it's the same as the background. And then if you wanted, you could rotate these in like that. So that's a little different. And then you get kind of a line going this way instead. See it? So there are a lot of ways. You could, of course, use, you know, some different fabrics that I'm using, you know, for different colorations like you see on here. But I am going to go back to what I first showed you because I kind of like that feel. I like this feel. I kind of like it in having a little bit of an X. Here it is, and it looks pretty much like it did when you saw it laid out before I sewed it, because with these big squares, you know, I think it just, you get to visualize this so much easier. Maybe it's a big shapes, I don't know. It just seems like you already see what it looks like. When you sew it together, it doesn't look that much different. It goes on the bottom left and under the blues. So here I mentioned those 2 blue blocks, and there they are. On my website today, I'll have a front on picture so that you can see that. And I'm balancing as I go along, balancing so that there isn't a big chunk of blue or a big chunk of black, you know, that's that's real obvious. I want it to be balanced out. Okay, I do have a small parade. I grabbed just some of the first blocks that were shown of this. And so, not this, I'm sorry. I just grabbed a few blocks that were shown last week's, which were the hats. And I have a couple of those to show you, so that let's look. So fun to see the very first blocks that come out. Here is one from Cindy. I like the tiny little vases with the tulips in it for the middle fabric. So precious. Frankie is rocking a wonderful navy window pane. What a beautiful fabric for this block. Okay, Karen's, we have a close-up first of her beautiful pink block. That's a tulip pink fabric there. You can see some eyeballs and stuff. I don't know what animal that is. And then here is all Karen's together. Great effect of that dark checkerboard. I don't know if it's a navy or black, but man, it looks good. Looks good. Okay, here's Mr. Kendall, and he is doing videos, of course, to go along with what we're doing. Look at his backdrop. Look at that. I'm going to go over and watch his videos. And he has other videos, too. He has a fantastic flying geese border technique and tutorial. You must go watch it at his YouTube channel. Lucy. Beautiful green fabric to accent her tiny little flowers. They are so precious. And she's got her hat for the hat block. Perfect. Okay, Millie, here's her close-up. I'm loving the purple. Loving that with the butterflies in it. And then here are all her blocks together so you can see them. She's got a sash. She's got her checkerboard going up at the top. Looks so good. They are really, really looking wonderful. Okay, we've got Robin's. She has a little gingham print, and see, a lot of you went ahead and used this as a full fabric, like I showed you the different options, and that's so good. Teresa's, she has a group photo, so you can see all her blocks together. Her checkerboard is also looking fantastic. Love the accents too. Now you can see here she's got sashing fabric. So if you haven't done any or thought about them, you can look and see how Teresa did hers. And Terry's block. Oh, look at the difference. She put a green in the center and then made that yellow middle part. So you can switch it up. You don't have to have it colored just like mine. And then for those of you who keep watching for my solstice, here is my solstice, which was scrappy. So I did every square different. Every half square triangles. They're all different fabrics. So there is a scrappy version of this from my solstice quilt. Two celebrations for today. One is frogs. It's Frog Day. So if you have a frog quilt, show it, or a quilt with frog fabric, show that. I did show you the other day one of the blocks that was made with frog fabric, so that was super cute. It is also Won't You Be My Neighbor Day, which there was a sew along for that. The Moda Fabrics have put out the wonderful house blocks, Will You Be My Neighbor, and I'll put a link to that. It's also at the past projects part of my I Love to Make Quilts quilt along website. I want to give you a little bit more detail about one of the upcoming projects. Well, I'm excited about this Heart of America quilt along. This pattern is free from the Fat Quarter Shop. It's an exclusive with them. And this is the original colorway done in the Old Glory fabric. And we're going to take a look at that fabric. But there's no more kits anymore. A bunch of you did buy the kits, but they couldn't make any more, and so they didn't make any more kits of anything. But they did do a second picture of it in a fabric line called Vintage. So Vintage here lets you see it in a little bit different colors. They're a little bit darker, a little bit more traditional, red, white, and blue, and it's beautiful. And so that fabric's available. You also might have enough red, white, and blue in your own fabric to do this one. So let me tell you a little bit about the pattern. So it's free, and here is the yardage of what you would need. They're working with a, I'm reading this upside down. These are fat eighths. So they're fat eighths plus some yardage of blue to go around here. And in the inside, but this is also scrappy. So they're pulling blues from here as well. Same with the reds. Reds plus for binding. And then this is the backing fabric. So, so basically you're in the fat eighth, your background, a bigger chunk of blue and a bigger chunk of red so that you can do the whole thing. And then, being a free pattern, they've done a really gorgeous job showing you the fabrics here, showing you how to go through it. And we are going to start this probably in late April. Something like that, because then we can have it done for July, before July. I think that would, maybe we'll start at beginning of May. I don't know. I have to look at my schedule of when I can really fit this in. And so I thought I would just show you these fabrics and then a few, you can't see. You can't see. Let me just show you these fabrics. And you can't buy the fat eighth bundle. I think that's all gone, but of course you can just buy the fabric itself. There's a whole set of, white things with white with a little bit of pattern. This is the background, here that, let me just pull this out so you can see the pattern at the same time. So here's the background here, is this dot. But look at the star, and they've got kind of a vintagey, see it's got kind of a little vintagey feel to it. And then red. This is like, I've got the fold. That's annoying. So let me, I'm going from the wrong end. So like a fold right in the middle of everything. Here's a gray. So there's a bunch of grays in this, which is kind of nice. The gray blue, they're really pretty. And same. You get to see the fabrics in the line. It's a really beautiful combination by Lila Boutique. Vanessa is the designer. It's her company name. I love this. Love this. That summer blue. That's summer blue. See? Look how pretty this is. And then that blue in the other prints. And with the white, blue and white stars. Look at that. But you know, if you go through your own fabric, you probably have enough with maybe just having to buy some blue and red, you know, to go with what you have, and maybe a background if you don't have enough. The background is what? 3.5 yards. It takes a good chunk of background. Here's the reds. Beautiful, beautiful reds. These are a great red. Great, great red. But I want to show you something else, because this line, where's the tag again so you can see it? Old Glory, this Old Glory line has Jolly Bars. Okay, and the Jolly Bar has this flag. I do believe you need 2 Jolly Bars to make that pattern, but I believe they also still have kits for this, so you can get a kit for that. Look how cool that is. Isn't that great? I love that flag. I don't know if I'm going to make the flag because we're making the star, and I have other flag quilts, but it is a fabulous flag quilt. But let me show you this other piece. There is a cheater cloth. If you're not familiar with the word cheater cloth is when you make a piece of fabric that looks like a quilt, and this is not a new thing. It's been done probably since the 20s, if not, 1920s, if not earlier. But you make a fabric. My mother-in-law bought a cheater cloth quilt once at an auction. She was mad because she thought it was a pieced quilt. It turned out to be cheater cloth. But look at this. Look at that. It is a great New York beauty variation in cheater cloth in red, white, and blue. Ta-da! Duh, she really did a great job designing this. And so I bought a piece of that to put, I'll probably put this as the backing because I think that would be super cool. Super cool. Oh, I just had to show it to you. And then if you want to try the thangles, you can also pick those up because for this project, thangles work really, really well. And then you know what? Somehow jumped into my cart also a jelly roll of this. We're doing a jelly roll quilt along in the summer, and this would be a really cool option. You just saw the fabric. So, these fabrics in a jelly roll. So you might want to pick up the jelly roll if you like this fabric but aren't really sure what you would want to make out of it. That's an option I wanted to show you. Okay, so what else do I have? Okay, Millie's dresses. I am doing 2 a week because I thought that was just a softer schedule. I think Fat Quarter Shop is doing 4 a week. And, so that you get it done faster. I know a lot of people are working like that, but I decided to show just 2 a week. So here are the next 2. I'm using Tilda fabrics and then my fabrics for the accent strips. These are so cute. And then I have, of course, last week's. Here we go. There we go. There's last week's. Aren't they darling? And so every time I get 4, I can put them together. And then eventually we got to start making the border for that. Like all these things, there's fun borders, and you don't have to put the borders on, but they're, if you're going to do that border, you got to think about it and get it going. Get it going. Okay. The other fun thing is I thought I'd grab and do another, so we get 2 parades today, a small parade of Millie's dress blocks. Let's go. We're going to start here with Angela's block. She has 4 of them done, and I love the prints so much. Great color coordination for the accents. Charlene also has 4. She has gone a little bit bigger scale for some of her dresses. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm like, look, checking out all the fabrics, and everybody's like, oh, do I have that fabric? Frances she has even more blocks. We got 7 of them there. And I love your little corner. This is so sweet. It looks so inspiring to work. Kelly Ann's sunflowers. This is wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful. Kim's is stripes. Look at that stripe. That's like a border print stripe or something. It's just so effective. Great fussy cutting at the bodice part there. Maureen's, Beautiful. I love that blue fabric on the bottom. Oh, with the red accent. Pam has a gorgeous navy dress. Love that, how the fern is going up vertical on the bottom and horizontal across the top. Great cutting. Here's some more fun blocks from Patricia. Lots of great accents there. Paula's doing purple. Purple, purple, purple. Oh, with the polka dots. Peggy's got look at those, like peacock feathers on the dress on the left. Love it, love it. Sabrina's is beautiful. She's got turquoise and yellow. I like the yellow dress so much. Sherry's has a gorgeous floral. Look at this. Wonderful. Vicky did a test block, and she has these sweet little mice and strawberries and flowers. Oh, I'll sew it up. Sew up some more. Now the last two are actually tops. All tops. This is from Margie, and she has put all of the all the dresses together, all the Millie's dresses together. It's fantastic. And the last one is from Linda, and these are her grandmother's dresses that she cut for the blocks. Isn't that extraordinary? In the description box under the video, I have a link to the to her post at my Facebook group, so you can actually see the dresses. She took a picture of the dresses hanging on the line before she used them to cut them up. Isn't that amazing? Great job, everybody. I love so much seeing your dresses. Thank you so much for coming back to my videos since I had a small break, and also for doing my quilt along with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you that takes your time and your money and your resources to make blocks with me for the Block Wednesday. It is such a fun project, and I really enjoy seeing all of your blocks. And this week is our tribute to coats in our closet. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.